Different subject, Tom. Talking of targets and potential targets for terrorism, the Olympics coming up in London this year. The British police have been smuggling fake bombs onto the Olympic sites, etc., testing security. How important are those procedures, and how big a target is something like the Olympics? Because I always think if you're a terrorist, don't you take a soft target? Don't they know the Olympics is going to be well protected? It's
well protected, but if they can do something at the Olympic, it is a great platform to herald their cause. Every single time that there's an Olympics or a Super Bowl or any major thing, or even the TSA, sneak fake bombs and sneak paraphernalia and contraband past the security checkpoints to check them. And this is the time you'd want to do it. This is the time you'd want to see where your flaws are, and you'd want to try and seal those flaws. They'll do it even during the event itself to test it and watch and do quality, what we call quality control type of checks.
Bill, how much coordination is there with these kind of things between countries as well? How much would the FBI be in coordination with the British police, for instance?
Well, in fact, the FBI and other agencies are working with them. We have a very strong presence over in London, the legal attache's office. We even have NYPD people over in London who have been kind of studying what some of the terrorist attempts have been. I'd probably say, though, getting to Tom's point on this, is that look what happened here in the Atlanta Olympics, in the Millennium Park bombing down there. And, the types of things that can happen, even if it's not at an event. It doesn't have to be at the swimming event, but it could be out in some other public venue. It certainly scars, it creates a sensation, and it destroys that kind of reputation. So they need to be protecting all the way out, from the outermost perimeters on through to the very most sensitive areas.
Mike, I was this is how old I am. I was in Barcelona for the '92 Olympics.
Good God.
And I remember I was working for a British TV company, Sky News, that did not have the rights. So we had a certain press pass that did not really allow us to get trackside and interview the athletes. We walked in with our camera every single night, waved our press pass, which looked like a press pass anyway, and we got trackside every single night and interviewed the athletes. We're in a different world now. I wouldn't get anywhere near the stadium.
No, and you certainly wouldn't want to try, and we don't recommend that to anybody watching at home, that they try to sneak into the Olympics.
No sneaking anywhere.
Past security. No, the world has really changed. What you see now in whether it's the London Olympics or any other going forward, the bulk of the security you don't see. It's not on your radar screen. So you see the guards standing there, you see the perimeter fencing, you see the cameras and all that things. But the vast amount of work is done behind the scenes. It's done ahead of the event. And to your point, between the CIA, MI6 and 5, the FBI, NYPD, the UK Met, it is a massive coordinated effort to try to ensure, because you think about the size and scope of an event like this, and I think Bill's made a terrific point. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be inside. It doesn't have to be inside a facility.
Congratulations. Get it out of the way early in the year.
But he wrote it down. He said, "I have a point to make." But it doesn't have to be inside a facility. It could be across town.
Right.
But in London, they have the Ring of Steel, and they have the best surveillance system of any city already in place, and a lot of experience of monitoring.
From the IRA
and we go back to the August bombings of the subways and the bus, where they basically knew who did it within hours.
Right. Right.
Their system is far more sophisticated than any city, even New York, which is trying to catch up to them. So they already have that in place. They just have to basically beef that up with
Bob,
the venues.
Do you give a second thought to going to these kind of events these days?
I really don't, actually. And it's an interesting thing, because for a long time I did. But when getting to know these guys, I feel so much better now.
I feel safer.
As a 1%, Bob hires us to travel with him.
All right.